Every man wants to believe the affection he's getting is real. That when she smiles at him, holds his hand, and says she loves him, it comes from the heart. But what if I told you the truth can sometimes be far more brutal? What if her closeness isn't about you, but about what's inside your bank account? That's the nightmare too many men wake up to, after wasting years in the wrong relationship. Used, drained, and left questioning their worth. And the problem is, women who are only after money don't come with warning labels. They hide behind charm, sweetness, and the illusion of love. Until one day the mask falls off. And by then, it's often too late to turn back. But here's the good news. There are signs. Clear signs. If you know how to read them, you can protect yourself long before you fall into the trap. And in today's video on Female Code Unlocked, I'm going to walk you through 7 powerful signs she's only after your money. But before we dive in, let's make this interactive. If you're finding this message valuable already, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, but it helps more men discover the truth they've been blind to. Now let me ask you honestly, have you ever felt like someone valued your wallet more than your heart? Yes or no? Type it in the comments right now, because your story might open another man's eyes. Alright, let's break down the first major sign that exposes whether her affection is real or just a performance for financial benefit. Sign number 1. She's obsessed with materialism and luxury. At first it might look harmless. She admires your watch. She compliments your car. She lights up when you talk about a vacation spot that sounds expensive. Nothing wrong with that, right? But pay close attention, because admiration can quickly cross the line into fixation. If the core of her interest always circles back to money, possessions, and lifestyle, then what you're seeing is not love. It's calculation. Conversations that should be about values, dreams, or even simple fun start revolving around price tags. Instead of asking how your day went, she's more interested in how much you make. Instead of getting curious about your passions, she wants to know the square footage of your home or the brand of your shoes. It's not curiosity, it's strategy. And here's the painful truth. Over time, when you're with a woman like this, you stop feeling like a man with a heart, with dreams, with struggles. Instead, you start feeling like a walking ATM. The emotional sting. Let me paint a scenario for you. You take her to a nice dinner, hoping to share laughs, enjoy the food, and feel closer to her. But instead of appreciating the time together, she compares it to the last date her friend had, at a more expensive restaurant. Or maybe you save up and buy her a thoughtful gift. Something meaningful. Maybe it's a necklace that reminded you of her favorite color. But when you give it, she barely reacts, because it wasn't designer. That right there is not love. That's benchmarking. She's constantly measuring you against wealthier men, pushing you to stretch further, spend more, and chase a lifestyle that might not even be yours. And here's the twist. If you don't meet her expectations, she won't hesitate to make you feel inadequate. She'll drop hints about what other men are doing, subtly planting seeds that you're not enough. That emotional game drains you, not only financially, but mentally too. You begin questioning yourself. Am I good enough? What if I can't provide what she wants? Will she leave me if I stop spending? And slowly, you lose sight of your value. The truth you must remember, love, is not proven by the price tag. A woman who truly cares about you will celebrate your effort no matter what it costs. She'll appreciate the dinner, even if it's pizza on the couch. She'll light up at a gift that shows thoughtfulness, even if it didn't come from a luxury store. Because genuine love values character, not possessions. Vision, not wallets. Growth, not just gifts. So if you sense that you're being reduced to dollars and possessions, that's your wake-up call. Step back. Because a real connection is built on respect and care, not receipts and luxury brands. Sign number 2. She relies completely on your money. Every healthy relationship involves some level of support. That's natural. But there's a massive difference between partnership and dependence. And this is one of the clearest signs a woman might be with you for your money. She expects you to cover everything. At first, it might even feel flattering. She lets you pay for dinner, doesn't reach for the bill, and you tell yourself it's old-fashioned chivalry. You convince yourself this is what a man is supposed to do. But fast forward a few months, or worse, a few years, and you realize the pattern never changes. Dinner, you pay. Rent, you pay. Groceries, you pay. Weekend trips, birthdays, vacations, her personal debts, it all lands on your shoulders. That's not partnership. That's imbalance. And it's one of the easiest traps for men to fall into. Why men fall for this trap? Here's the truth. Many men mistake financial dependence for appreciation. They think, she lets me provide for her. That must mean she respects me. But in reality, what often happens is this. She gets comfortable not contributing. You get trapped in the cycle of paying, and the relationship slowly transforms from emotional connection into financial arrangement. The longer it goes on, the harder it becomes to pull away, because you start to feel responsible for her survival, even when she's perfectly capable of taking care of herself. And that's where the danger lies. The breaking point. The real test comes when you try to set limits. Let's say you tell her, "Babe, I can't cover everything this month. Can you handle the groceries?" Instead of understanding, she grows cold, distant, or even angry. Or maybe you suggest a simple weekend together. No trips, no luxury dinners, just the two of you at home. Suddenly, she's uninterested. That's when the mask slips, because now the affection isn't flowing as freely. Why? Because the money stopped flowing. And that's not love, that's transaction. The transactional relationship. Imagine this scenario. You take her on vacation. She enjoys the resort, the fine dining, the shopping sprees. She's glowing, affectionate, excited. But when you suggest a staycation, just movies, cooking together, and quality time, her energy collapses. Or maybe you've been paying for months of expenses. Then you hit a financial struggle. Job loss, business setback, or just an unexpected bill. You'd expect her to stand by you, right? But instead of comfort, you're met with silence. Instead of encouragement, you're met with distance. That silence speaks louder than any words, because her commitment was never to you. It was to the lifestyle you provided. Sign number 3. She's secretive about her own finances. Every strong relationship is built on trust, and trust doesn't just mean being faithful, it also means being open. Now, I'm not saying you need to reveal every dollar in your account on the first date. That would be ridiculous. But over time, as the relationship deepens, a healthy couple becomes more transparent. About goals, about struggles, and yes, about money. But here's where the red flag appears. When she constantly pushes to know your financial details, yet hides her own. The one-sided spotlight. At first, it might feel subtle. She casually asks about your salary. She wants to know how much you pay in rent, how much you save, or whether you invest. You answer honestly, because you're trying to build trust. You believe, if I'm open, she'll be open too. But when you ask her about her own income, her debts, or even simple monthly expenses, suddenly she gets vague. She laughs it off, changes the subject, or gives an answer so inconsistent that you're left more confused than before. And slowly you begin to notice a pattern. You're under a financial spotlight, while she stays in the dark. The emotional impact of secrecy. Here's the thing about secrecy. It breeds injustice. You're putting yourself out there, being vulnerable with your financial life, while she guards her cards like a high-stakes poker player. And deep down, you start asking yourself, if she truly had nothing to hide, why the resistance? That question eats away at you, because you realize you're not in an equal partnership, you're in an interrogation. And that imbalance destroys trust faster than anything else. Sign number 4. She pushes the relationship forward too fast, but only when money is involved. Let me hit you with a truth bomb most men overlook. When a woman is genuinely in love, she's patient. She takes her time to build trust, to grow the bond, and to let things evolve naturally. But when she's after something else, like money, lifestyle, or financial stability, you'll notice something strange. Suddenly, she wants to fast forward the relationship, not because of emotional connection, but because of financial opportunity. The fake urgency test. Have you ever noticed how some women act like the relationship is on a timer? Within weeks, she's talking about moving in. Within months, she's dropping hints about marriage. Within no time, she's pressuring you to prove your commitment. On the surface, it might look like passion. You might even tell yourself, wow, she must really love me. But look deeper. Ask yourself this. Why is the speed of the relationship always tied to financial steps? The hidden pattern. Here's the pattern you need to watch for. She's okay taking things slow when it comes to intimacy, family introductions, or emotional vulnerability. But when the topic involves money, living together, shared expenses, joint accounts, big gifts, suddenly she wants everything yesterday. That's not love. That's a transaction. Why she wants to rush. The psychology is simple. The faster she locks you in, the faster she secures your financial support. The less time you have to notice red flags, the less time you have to evaluate her true intentions. It's like a salesman pushing you to sign a contract before you've read the fine print. The rush isn't about your happiness. It's about her advantage. Sign number 5. She avoids accountability but expects financial rescue. Let me hit you with a truth many men ignore until it's too late. Some women don't want a partner. They want a lifeguard. Not a man to build with. Not a man to grow with. But a man to save them from the chaos of their own bad decisions. And the way they do it? By dodging accountability for their choices, while placing the burden of rescue squarely on your shoulders. The victim mask. At first, it shows up as small stories. She tells you about an unfair boss, a toxic ex, or friends who betrayed her. Now, don't get me wrong. Everyone goes through struggles. But with her, there's a pattern. She's always the victim. If she overspends, it's because life is expensive. If she racks up debt, it's because people took advantage of her. If she loses money, it's because the world is against her. Never once does she say, I made a mistake. I need to fix this. Instead, the responsibility is magically shifted to you, the rescue requests. This is how it unfolds. She'll share her struggles in emotional, almost dramatic detail. She'll make sure you see her as vulnerable, helpless, and in need of saving. Then, without directly asking, she'll drop hints. If only I had a little help right now. And if you take the bait, congratulations, you've just been cast in the role of financial savior. The emotional guilt play. Here's where it gets dangerous. She won't outright demand money, at least not at first. She'll use guilt, pity, and emotional hooks. You're the only person I can trust right now. I don't know what I'd do without you. You're so strong. I wish I could be like you. Notice the pattern? She paints you as the hero in her story. And once you buy into that identity, you feel obligated to keep rescuing her. Because if you stop, you're no longer the hero. You're the villain who abandoned her. That's how men get trapped for years, draining their wallets and energy into someone who never planned to take responsibility for herself. Sign number 6. She measures your value. Only by what you provide. Financially. Let me ask you something straight. When she looks at you, does she see you, the man, the character, the soul, or does she only see the wallet you carry? Because here's the brutal reality. Some women don't value who you are, only what you can give. The transactional lens. In healthy love, your value comes from your loyalty, your integrity, your presence, your energy. But when a woman is using you, she reduces you to one thing, your financial output. If you're spending, she's sweet. If you're giving, she's warm. If you're paying, she's affectionate. But the moment you pause, the moment you stop pouring out money, the mask slips. Her interest fades. Her affection cools. Her energy drops. Because in her mind, your value isn't who you are, it's what you provide. The conditional love game. This is how it looks in practice. She praises you when you surprise her with gifts, but criticizes when you don't. She's affectionate after you spend big but distant when you don't. She only compliments you after you do something that benefits her lifestyle. That's not love. That's a business exchange. And here's the worst part. If you let her, she'll keep you trapped in this game forever. The provider or nothing. Test. Here's a test most men don't run early enough. Stop giving for a short while. Not forever, just pause the flow. Don't buy the gifts. Don't cover the extra expenses. Don't shower her with financial effort. Watch what happens. If her affection remains the same, if she still calls, still supports, still shows up, that's a sign she values you. But if her energy drops, if she becomes cold, distant, or even hostile, congratulations. You just discovered the ugly truth. Your value in her eyes was never you. It was your resources. The ego trap. Now, here's where men fall into the trap. At first, it feels good to be the provider. You feel powerful when she lights up at your generosity. You feel like the hero when you pull out your wallet and she showers you with gratitude. But what you don't realize is that her affection is transactional. She's not lighting up because of you. She's lighting up because of the benefit. And the danger? Over time, you start confusing her excitement for love. But it's not love. It's reward conditioning. She's training you like a dog. Spend money, receive affection. Don't spend, receive punishment. Sign number 7. She treats generosity as an expectation, not a gift. Let me tell you something that separates real love from manipulation. Gratitude. In a healthy relationship, generosity is met with appreciation. But in a toxic one, generosity slowly transforms into expectation. And once that shift happens, you're no longer admired. You're exploited. The shift from gift to obligation. At the start, she might light up when you do something kind. A dinner, a surprise gift, a trip. She'll shower you with thanks, making you feel like her hero. But here's the danger. Over time, the energy changes. What once made her happy now becomes bare minimum. What once was special is now taken for granted. What once felt like a gift now feels like a bill. That's the moment generosity has stopped being a choice and started being a requirement. The signs of entitlement. Watch for these shifts. 1. No gratitude. She barely thanks you anymore because she thinks you're supposed to do it. 2. Rising demands. Each effort you make becomes the new baseline, and she expects more next time. 3. Comparison pressure. She compares your efforts to other men, pushing you to compete for her validation. 4. Emotional withdrawal. When you don't deliver, she withholds affection or gives you the silent treatment. This isn't love. This is a performance-based arrangement. The emotional tax. Here's what happens when generosity turns into expectation. You stop feeling appreciated. You start feeling drained. You begin questioning your worth outside of money. Instead of being her man, you become her provider on call. And every time you fail to deliver, she punishes you with coldness or criticism. It's not about the gift anymore. It's about control. The dangerous cycle. This entitlement creates a loop. 1. You give something, she's happy. 2. She adjusts her baseline. Your gift becomes normal. 3. You give more to keep her happy. 4. She raises the bar again. No matter what you do, it's never enough. And the sad truth? Many men spend years stuck in this cycle, always chasing approval that never comes, because the finish line keeps moving, the final warning. Let's tie everything together. Across this series, we've exposed the 7 signs she's only after your money. 1. She's obsessed with materialism and luxury. 2. She relies completely on your money. 3. She's secretive about her own finances. 4. She pushes the relationship forward too fast when money's involved. 5. She never gives back no matter how much you do. 6. She measures your value only by what you provide. 7. She treats generosity as an expectation, not a gift. 1 or 2 of these signs might not be the end of the world, but when several start stacking up, you need to wake up. Because here's the brutal truth. Love built on money will always collapse. It's only a matter of time. And when it does, it won't just drain your bank account, it will drain your soul. Your next step. So I'll leave you with a question. Does she love you for you, or for what you provide? Answer it honestly, because your future depends on it. And if this series opened your eyes, do one thing right now. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Share your story. You never know, your words might save another man years of pain. Because at the end of the day, Female Code Unlocked isn't just about women. It's about helping men reclaim their power, boundaries, and peace.